Hi. Okay, so I am currently shadow banned on Instagram as we speak for posting a comment under a video that was, is branded as a Christian account, with Jim Carrey talking about suffering leading to, like, I can't even think about it, suffering leading to salvation, basically, which, like, for one, is bullshit. Like, you don't have to suffer. So a lot of people, like, do choose in a way the suffering route because that's what brings them to where they need to be, but it's certainly not mandatory that you suffer. So, like, the whole message start to finish is using NLP, persuasion, rhythmic speaking, like all these different techniques that are meant to elicit emotions and that are meant to, like, get people to think and believe in a certain way. And how do I know this? Well, I studied persuasion for like 10 years, like NLP, like all of that stuff. Like, that was my field of study, because I was in sales, and like, let's be better in sales. Let's learn how to do this. And also, it was just the human mind has always been deeply fascinating to me. So, so in addition to all of that that's going on in the message, because it's like, okay, like, can you even sit there and pinpoint and listen to exactly the whole message consciously? Because they do that on purpose to, like, okay, what's his fuck, Obama, the president. That man spoke so well, but at the end of his speech, how many times were you like, yeah, I get it, I understand, like, there's a cognitive awareness in regards to this is what he said, my brain has processed it this. No, a lot of the times, if you sat there and listened through the whole speech, you were sitting there just like, just dumbed out, like, not there mentally, and being like, that sounded really good. And that's exactly the point. It's brainwashing, it's programming. So I guess the point of it. So I commented on the post, like, do y'all know that he's the high priest of the Church of Satan in LA? Because I've heard that from multiple sources. You know, for one. For two, like, you don't become a Jim Carrey in Hollywood without that kind of, without some involvement with that. You don't. There are plenty of people who, you know, went out to Hollywood and didn't make it because they weren't willing to sell out like that. So I ended up being shadow banned for making a comment like, hey, maybe we should be more aware of what we promote. And, like, people were outraged about it, and, like, I got so much backlash, like, oh, prove it, where's your proof, this, and, oh, well, he said Jesus. And it's like, okay, the problem with this is twofold. His message, the beginning of it, if you can stay consciously aware long enough to listen to it and then process what he said, is not true. It's bullshit. You don't need to suffer to come to God. You don't. And then because he says Jesus, he's getting you to come into agreement with the rest of what he said, because you said, oh, well, he said Jesus, he's promoting Jesus, so he must be a Christian. God can work miracles on anybody. And it's like, yes, and I'm not saying that God can't work miracles on anybody. I'm probably a proof that he can. But I also never did ritual sacrifice. I also never was involved in overtly satanic shit. Like, I was interested in occult, hidden secret knowledge. I was interested in learning about the truth of reality. I was interested in finding out about you know, what's the truth underneath all the lies, underneath all the programming, underneath everything we've been taught to believe from the very moment we took our first breath? What is the truth underneath all of that? You know, I never did that overtly evil shit, okay? But like, and there are people, I've interacted with people who were into that, and God saved them, and that's incredible and amazing. So I'm not saying it's not possible. I'm just saying that when you have a celebrity who, leaves Hollywood and then becomes an artist, and now he's a spiritual teacher, and now he's gonna say things about Jesus. So like, when you're like, oh well, he says Jesus, so he must be a Christian. So you're coming into agreement with the rest of the message that he said, which is complete bullshit, because you like the way he sounds, or because he speaks eloquently, or because you like his art, or the way he looks, or you liked his character in The Mask, or, you know, I mean, same, like, that. I love that movie. He's a great actor, but we have to be aware of what these people are really standing for, because the real danger is, okay, maybe this message wasn't that bad, but if you're gonna say, oh, he's a Christian now, cool, any other content that you come across that Jim Carrey has said, you're just gonna automatically, it's gonna go right past the critical faculty that says, hey, should we be listening to this? Should we be agreeing with this? Should we be internalizing this as part of our belief system? It's gonna just pass right through it, because you've already said, hey, Jim Carrey's cool, he stands for what I stand for, and it's just gonna go right into your subconscious and unconscious mind, where it's gonna turn into a belief system and start manifesting in your reality. That's the danger. And, you know, that's just a rant. I don't think I have anything else to say. Use your discernment. Discernment is a gift from God, and you can ask God to help you with your to give you the answers on things. Like, you can pray yourself for the answer and receive it. Like, period. So do that. Okay, bye.